10 seconds remaining.
All right, everyone, we're back for our final game
5 seconds
of Group A. And, well, Team Mischief, they're 0-2 right now, which means they're out. They're out of contention. But FDL is going to look to play spoiler. Well, sorry, not to play spoiler. They're looking to fight their way back in, as they're sitting at 1-1 right now. With a win here, they'll end up 2-1, tied with Digital Chaos and Elite Wolves. But before we get into that, we've got some more pressing matter remaining to attend to. We've got trivia that needs to be answered.
5 seconds remaining.
So I asked before we went to break. We kept it sports-related trivia. We asked,
DotA team pick.
when was the last time the Toronto Maple Leafs won a Stanley Cup? Now, in the chat, I did mention that we were talking actually more about baseball than anything, but it's because the year 1993 was brought up, and yes, that was the year that the Jays won the World Series, but it was also the last year that the Montreal Canadiens, and the most recent year remaining, that a Canadian team had won a Stanley Cup.
5 seconds
that was 93,
remaining.
and I also mentioned that Montreal had the most Stanley Cups of all time, with Toronto being second.
Reserve time.
Well, the last time the Leafs won the Stanley Cup, 1967. Yes, 1967. To put that further into perspective, there's currently 30 teams in the NHL. You know what 1967 was? It was the last year of the original 6 teams in the NHL. The Leafs have not won a Stanley Cup since there has been more than 6 teams in the league. That's my hockey team, guys. That's my hockey team.
Pick.
But we're currently rebuilding. We're gonna win the cup. It's coming. It's coming. Not yet. But we bought what most people would consider the best coach in the league, Mike Babcock. We're actually paying him $6.25 million a year, so it's an 8-year deal. He gets paid then pretty much all but like our top stars.
10 seconds remaining.
But it's a rebuilding process.
5 seconds remaining.
That's my hockey team. Yeah, 1967.
Reserve
what a
time.
joke. Well, let's get in talking about DotA. I did mention that FDL is going to look to win this one, and that will put them 2-1 and create a tiebreaker between them and Elite Wolves and Digital Chaos. I'm not sure when those games would be played, because last year what we did is we had those teams would play each other. Actually, I didn't read over the rules this year. I probably should have done that, because maybe there's been a change. But, well, I guess I'll skim over it after this game finishes, if that's even the case. Otherwise, I'll be prepared for the next situation when it happens. But yeah, let's just watch the game and enjoy the game and see if FDL can do it, or maybe Team Mischief, they'll get their win, their one win, and they won't go out without a win.
Team ban.
But first of all, guys, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Niz. I know most of you guys in chat know exactly who I am, but it's always good to introduce yourself, especially
Radiant
maybe some people
ban.
are watching on YouTube. They're watching the VODs and they stumbled upon the video and didn't realize it said NizCast. I don't know. Whatever. They don't know who I am, so I'm introducing myself. But yeah, we are casting the Dota 2 Canada Cup. This is the end of Group
remaining.
A. And we've got FTL going up against
5
Team
seconds
Mischief.
remaining.
So let's go through the bans. We've got Shadow Fiend and Alchemist banned out by FDL.
Reserve time.
Doom and Wisp were the bans for Team Mischief. Then the picks Darkseer and Spiritbreaker for
Team
FDL.
ban.
Winter Wyvern and Slardar were the picks for Team Mischief. So picking up that Winter Wyvern, making sure that they don't get that Darkseer Winter Wyvern combo. As we move into our next set of bans, Sven and Bane banned out Team Mischief
10
and
seconds
Wind
remaining.
Ranger, and we're waiting on the final ban from FDL before we
5
go on to our
seconds
second
remaining.
pick stage. And it's going to be Queen of Pain.
DotA team pick.
So, what do we got? Well, Slaughter off lane, Winter Wyvern safe lane support. That's typically where both those heroes are played. Nothing too out there so far. Darkseer going to be off lane. We saw them play it last game With Corey did a pretty damn good job on that Darkseer. But Spirit Breaker didn't really stay bottom as much as I expected. I expected them to use the
10
Ion Shell a little
seconds
bit more,
remaining.
but because of how the early game was going, it was a little shaky for them.
5 seconds remaining.
And the Spirit Breaker was actually staying up top. Part of that was because they had their Sven
Reserve time.
and Wisp kind of going up against a dual lane. It was just awkward. They didn't lane exactly how I was expecting, but the Spirit Breaker definitely needed to be up there. So he was kind of pinned down. He wasn't able to roam around as much. And it would have required a rotation with him and Wisp to gank the Bane mid to make any of it work. And they did get that once. Instead, they actually charged in. They were going for the Bane, but then they realized that the Legion Commander, Smash, was a little bit more out of position. So then they switched off the Bane and they punished Smash for his positioning there, and they got the kill there. So they did make one really good rotation with that Spirit Breaker Wisp combo and make it work. But either way, they're not going to be able to play Wisp this time around because it has been banned. But they're definitely taking their time here deciding who they want to pick. It's going to be Ancient Apparition. It's going to be that
Team
hero.
Pick.
So a hero that's really not too great at roaming around early. There is potential to make some of it work, to make some ganks work with the Ancient Apparition, but he's not one of those heroes that's particularly
Dire
great at
team
moving
pick.
around. Ember Spirit was the pick for Team Mischief. This is looking, well, at least two of the three heroes are looking like the lineup that Elite Wolves actually played last game. They didn't have the Winter Wyvern, but close.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Wraith King.
Wraith King.
Radiant team pick.
What's interesting here is this puts Team Mischief in an interesting position. So, one of the strong counters to Wraith King is, of course, Anti-Mage. You burn his mana. If you fight carry versus carry, you burn his mana. So Team Mischief has an opportunity to pick Anti-Mage here. But then they're going to have Slardar, Ember
10
Spirit, and
seconds
Anti-Mage. Might be a little too greedy. Might be a little too
5
greedy.
seconds remaining.
So if Team Mischief doesn't choose that they don't want to go Anti-Mage
Reserve
or don't want to
time.
pick it here, then it can just get banned out immediately by FDL. However, if they do pick Anti-Mage here, then FDL just says, well, then we just won't run a core Wraith King. I'm not sure how exactly they'd make that work, given the heroes that they already have. They're pretty committed to a core Wraith King right now,
Dire
I
team
think.
ban.
But Dazzle's going to be the pickup, so a second defensive support from Team Mischief, as they're sensing there's going to be a lot of aggression coming out from FDL. And they feel like running two supports, two safe supports.
Radiant
Gyro's the
team
ban.
ban.
So they're not scared of the AM. I think FDL, certainly with them seeing a second defensive support there, Team Mischief is accepting and respecting the fact that there could be a pretty aggressive lineup
10
coming out from
seconds
FDL.
remaining.
So they know that AM's probably not going to be in the
5
pipeline there.
seconds remaining.
Nyx was also a pretty good counter to Wraith
Reserve
King,
time. 10 seconds remaining.
being able to burn his mana, but I
5
don't think
seconds
there's
remaining.
any opportunity for that. TA is going to be the final ban.
Dire team
They could
pick.
potentially pick up a Nyx and run it offlane and safe lane the Slardar. That's still an option. Oh, that TA also clears the way a little bit for Invoker. And you run an Ember Spirit safe lane and you put Invoker mid. Maybe that's why they picked up.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I think Invokers are a very real
Reserve
possibility here for Team Mischief. We're seeing a little bit of different
10
builds coming out
seconds
from
remaining.
Invokers recently, but I think just an old Quas Wex build wouldn't be
5
bad here at
seconds
all.
remaining.
You got your Tornado EMP. Oh, look at that.
Radiant team.
They stole it from him. Team Mischief was definitely picking this hero. They were definitely picking Invoker. And it was stolen. Franz with the draft. Wow, well they don't have much time. There's only 4 seconds reserve time here for Team Mischief.
10 seconds remaining.
Phantom Lancer.
Huh. That's another counter. So PL can counter Wraith King as well. If he gets his Diffusal Blade up, he's going to burn through that mana. So there still is a counter there. Strong counter. And PL, well, because he gets so many illusions, he actually becomes more of an issue for Wraith King to deal with. And there's really not much AoE apart from the Darkseer and the Invoker on this FDL lineup to be able to clear through those Phantom Lancer illusions. With that said, though, Invoker is gonna
10 seconds
do
remaining.
some damage.
5 seconds remaining.
The other thing is, if any of these, like, if Dazzle or Winter Wyvern get hit with like a Tornado EMP, they're just done. Just absolutely done for. They're not going to be able to do anything in the team fights. We might see him do a little bit more of an aggressive build as well with Exort, which wouldn't be too bad because they're going to need more right click. So I expect, yeah, he's going to need more right click to be able to do more damage. Yeah, so we're probably going to see that more so than a more control-based build. So the kind of standard Invoker build that we're used to seeing. But it wouldn't be a competitive game without a pause, so let's take advantage of this pause and introduce the teams and the players. On the Radiant side, we're going to have Team Mischief. Currently 0-2 in the group. This is their final game, and it's our final game of Group A. We've got Sunbee playing the Ember Spirit, IX Mike playing the Slardar, Jason on the Dazzle, Kiko is going to be playing the Winter Wyvern, and Mineski Fangay, he's going to be playing the Phantom Lancer. For our Dire side, it's Team FDL. We've got Franz playing the Ancient Apparition, the Bean, aka Bisa, playing the Wraith King. Corey is going to be playing the Darkseer, as he did last game. Rhyme is going to be on the Invoker, and 04 is going to be playing the Spirit Breaker, or O4. I'm not sure exactly how he wants his name to be said. And we got another pause. Looks like we're going to have Mineski Fangay restart his Dota or something like that. Knock knock. Uh-oh, IX Mike telling the jokes. Who's there, IX Mike? Oh my. So let's take a look at some of our starting items while we wait for this reconnect here. And actually, he just reconnected right now, so really nothing unusual, to be honest. I'm still not sure if I like the mango starts on the Darkseer. We saw that yesterday as well. In fact, was it
30
Corey?
seconds to battle.
It might have been Corey. Has he played Darkseer all 3 games? That might actually have been the case. I believe it was Frempo in chat. He's a big fan of the mangoes. Many people are. So it looks like we're gonna have Well, not really a battle for rune. Looks like both teams are just going to concede one
battle
rune.
begins.
Rhyme's going to get the top one. Looks like Sunbee is going to get the bottom.
Well-gotten gains.
Never refuse gold given.
So that is going to be both mid laners. Looks like we've got 3 heroes heading their way up to the top, so it's going to be a defensive tri-lane for FDL with the Wraith King, the Ancient Apparition, and the Spirit Breaker. They're going to be going up against the off-lane Slardar. Mid lane is going to be a dual lane. Ember Spirit and Winter Wyvern going up against the Invoker. Winter Wyvern popping his Q. He is going to see the career, but he's only going to get 1 attack in, so he's not going to be able to kill it, but immediately Healing Salve brought out to lane. Bottom lane is going to be the Darkseer going up against the Phantom Lancer and the Dazzle. One thing is AA also rotating away from the top towards the mid lane to help out the Invoker. We're seeing a lot of this recently, just kind of starting with the dual lane in the mid, which then forces another support to rotate down to just kind of counteract what one of the other supports is doing. It's a little bit of a weird spot we're in the meta right now, but it's what we're used to. And then those defensive supports then start roaming away, as we're seeing the AA and the Winter Wyvern roam away right now. And then we finally have our 1v1 matchup mid. It's real weird, but it's what happens now. But now we've got a dual off lane, so we've got the 2-1-2 setup from Mischief, and still this defensive tri-lane from FDL. And Winter Wyvern actually getting bashed down the cliff there. And Bashlord 0-4, my goodness. Well, he's going to get stunned up by the Slithering Crush. IX Mike's going to get a little bit of damage in, but now he needs to be careful. He's going stunned up by the Wraithfire Blast, and that's going to be first blood. Beast is going to get it on the Wraith King.
I've still got
And
it.
Mike, well, maybe being a little too overzealous there. And he gets punished for it.
Don't mind if I do.
Well, on the bottom lane, Corey continues to be a nuisance for Mineski Fangay, as this can't be fun. Playing against the Darkseer Iron Shells constantly as Phantom Lancer, that can't be fun. No one likes playing against Darkseer. I do like playing Darkseer though, it's fun. I like being the pain in the ass for everyone else, I guess. Well, we're going to see a rotation from Kiko. They're going to go on Rhyme. They're going to land the Searing Chains. Sunstrike's going to go down. That's going to get the Ember Spirit kind of low, and he's actually going to die with help from the charge from the Spirit Breaker. The tower doing some damage there. Spirit Breaker actually getting the last hit. So we will lose both our mid laners, but while that was going on, we lost IX Mike in the top lane on that Slardar. And in the bottom lane, oh no, that's one I could have gotten on camera. That is one I could have gotten, I'm sorry. Corey getting a solo kill onto the Dazzle. The T-Tours begins. Why is there... I don't have spectator chat on. Oh, that's I don't know. Shouldn't appear for me. Whatever. We've got a charge in the top as IX Mike's getting charged by 0-4. And he is going to get back to the safety of his tower, but not really, actually. He didn't get quite far enough. They're going to be able to dive on him here. Will they be able to finish it off? No, they need one more attack. Sunstrike will come in, but it's off the mark. IX Mike's already turned around. He's not going to keep running there. And 0-4, I didn't even notice how low he got. Tower was doing work
Radiant's bottom
on
tower
him.
is under attack.
The T-Tours thing's almost becoming like my personal emote now. This is... It's not good. Not good, guys. I'm trying. You know, I try not to move the camera around too much because it's actually difficult to watch when someone's moving around the camera as much as they normally do. To be honest, if I were to move it around like I normally do in a game, you guys would be going nuts with trying to see things. It's the same thing, like if you're watching oh, we're just seeing a dive in the mid lane. I'll get to that in a second. Rhyme's gonna go down, but this is gonna be another death for the Ember Spirit. They're just trading kills here. It's just... That actually speaks to how Rhyme's been playing in this mid lane. every time they think there's an opportunity where they can kill Rhyme, Rhyme's played it well enough that there will be a trade, and they're going for a trade if that's what they do. So Rhyme's positioning is solid enough. Maybe he's even baiting them in. You'd have to go back and watch exactly how Rhyme's been playing this lane and really watch every little second of it. Ice Mike going on to Bisa here, but here comes the Ember Spirit. That means this Wraith King's gonna be in trouble. He's not gonna be able to go on Ix Mike. Ix Mike's actually gonna come running back in. He does have another stun available. He'll actually have to use it on the Spirit Breaker who comes charging in. And now 0-4's in trouble. He's gonna go down. So it will eventually be a kill for Team Mischief. Not the kill that they were going for, but they do find a kill. But the point I was trying to make about moving around, doing everything really quick when you're controlling the camera, is when you're watching a pro player stream, for example, whenever they bring up the scoreboard, do you ever actually get to see what they're looking at on the scoreboard? You don't, because they bring it up so quickly. They just quickly look like this, they know what they're looking at, and you reacting to me bringing that up makes it almost impossible for you to actually process any of the information, because you're not cluing into the fact that it's going to come up all of a sudden. So like, when you're doing the camera work, you're actually slowing everything down. So we catch the kill there on the Darkseer. We do miss the kill on the Ember Spirit up at the top lane that happened at the same time. So I didn't miss that one. But yeah, so you have to slow everything down, and also like all my settings, if you watch like how slow everything pans, it's to try and make it a little less dizzying for you guys watching. And honestly, it's not easy controlling the camera and being smooth and catching everything. And honestly, I would watch a lot of team fights scrolled all the way back like this if I were just watching on my own, watching a game. But that's like too far. Oh god, what am I doing? I'm talking about other stuff. I need to focus on the game. But yeah, when you like, I don't know, it just makes it difficult for some people to see the game like that, and they want it a lot closer to what they're used to seeing when they're playing the game. Even like right now, I'm a little bit more zoomed out than you would see playing the actual game, but I think it gives you a better view of everything that's going on. Is that Corey? I mean, he's playing Darkseer every game. Of course, he's really good at it. Now we're going to get a charge in from 0-4. They're going to go on to Jason. They will be able to get the kill. Ix Mike's going to TP back in, and it's going to be revenge here onto the Spirit Breakers. He's going to go down, but the PL almost goes down. Corey, almost gets the kill on Mineski Fangade there. The Sunstrike comes in. It's off the mark. Now, Ix Mike, he wants more. He's going to charge in. Slither and Crush. Corey, 1 right click, 2 right clicks. Surge is available. Ix Mike, oh no. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Corey just turns around and kills him. He's probably laughing right now, to be honest. Ix Mike with maybe a little bit of a feed there. Rhyme doing a little bit of jungling. Look at his gold. He's about to hit enough to get that Midas. Oh, Sunbee kind of low HP. He's been hit by the AA Blast. He got hit by a Sunstrike. 0-4 was charging on in, and look at that. He cancels the Spirit Breaker charge
bottom tower is under attack
with the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. And now Spirit Breaker. What is he doing?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's like swimming. That's awesome. Well, broken model.
Denied.
Spirit Breaker now dead. You even saw it in chat. My hero said 0-4. Oh, he's gonna charge. It's fixed. Oh. It's like the same bug with the
Dire's middle tower is under
Ember
attack.
Spirit, where he just sits there constantly swinging his sword. Nice pick off there. They're gonna drop Ix Mike. They will get a return kill onto. Oh, actually, they're gonna get both. That did a lot more damage than I was expecting. They dropped the Wraith King as well. He will respawn with his Ankh. But I don't see any way that he's going to be able to get on out of this, so they will get the double kill. Help was kind of coming. It was pretty far away, though. But Hannah Midas getting picked up by Rhyme. What's Franz looking like? He's got his Tranquils. Corey, mech progression looking pretty good so far. Just needs a recipe.
0-4
continues just to charge around like a Like a monkey. Like a monkey, like a bull? I don't know. What charges that's kind of like
Radiant's
goofy? I
middle
don't know.
tower is under attack.
He's a space cow. Why do we need to make anything up? He's just a space cow.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Lisa TP's on in. That means there's going to be 2
Radiant's
heroes up here
bottom
with the Spirit
tower is
Breaker.
under attack.
They're going to need to bring more because Mischief's still showing 3. And here comes Franz. But he's making a rotation right through. In fact, he's going to stop and just
Radiant's
kind of hang
bottom
out next to the
tower is
observer
under
ward.
attack.
So they ping him out. Now they're going to go on to Bisa. Ice Blast going to fly in. It will land on IX Mike. It actually flies over Kiko as well. So they have that applied to IX, or to the Slardar. They're going to get some damage in. But Shallow Grave is there. As soon as that wears off, he uses his stick to heal back up. Sunbee got a kill on the Ancient Apparition, so Franz, as he was making his way into the fight, he's going to go down. There goes Bisa as he gets nuked down. Actually, not by Jason. It was actually the Winter Wyvern that gets the kill there with an auto.
Has been denied.
But Mischief starting to
Radiant's middle
lay
tower
down the
is
law
under
here
attack.
against FDL. They're starting off 11 to
Dire's
9.
structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And to be honest, FDL
Dire's top
they just
tower
came
has
off a
fallen.
really great game
Radiant's middle tower is under
against
attack.
Elite Wolves, and they were playing in fine form. This game it's not going as well for them, although they started the other game pretty
Dire's
poorly
bottom
as well.
tower
So
is
maybe
under
they'll
attack.
rebound here. 0-4. And Corey trying to. This is a really weird fight. Go on Mineski Fangate here. Will they be able to bring him down? Looks like they will. As the Phantom Lancer going down, and this was the issue. I discussed it a little bit in the draft about the Anti-Mage and how it maybe is going to be a little aggressive or a little greedy, and FDL could have a pretty aggressive lineup and they would be able to punish that. The PL kind of fits into that as well. He's maybe a little bit too greedy of a pick. He's not very strong early on, and FDL certainly has the heroes to punish you for picking a hero like that. And we're certainly seeing them to bring the aggression. Now, they've ended up net 1 kill
Radiant's
down
bottom
from their
tower is
opponents.
under attack.
And we'll switch on over to the net worth
Dire's
to see how
middle
the laning
tower
has
is
actually
under
panned
attack.
out for them. So they've got 3rd, 4th, 5th in terms of net worth. They don't have number 1 and 2, as those heroes are actually quite a bit ahead right now. Or at least the Ember Spirit is. And uh-oh, they're going to find Bisa with the smoke gang. And Bisa's going to go down once again. His ult is still on cooldown. Oh no, they're going to find another. Rhyme and Franz were both kind of really separated there. Now Rhyme's going to go down. They're going to lead with the Winter's Curse. Or is he going to go down? Yes, he will eventually go down. Shallow Grave getting used on the IX Mike as he was also frozen up. And now 0-4 is going to go down, and
Fear not your death.
yeah, that was quite a disaster for FDL. So they had the Ancient Apparition there, they had the Invoker here, and all those heroes after killing Bisa were coming down. And it was really just one of them that was going to go down pretty much. They didn't know, but one of them was about to die. And in the end, it actually resulted in more of them going down because they tried to help each other. But all that has done is created so much space for
Radiant's
Mineski
top tower is
Fangate.
under
He's now
attack.
picked up his Boots of Travel on this PL. Things are looking pretty good for the Radiant side. Corey has finished his mech though, so FDL still has some fighting spirit left in them. I want to note that 0-4 is gone with the max charge build. We saw last game. I didn't
Never refuse gold given.
mention it, but they went with the max bash build, so they went 1-1 and then 3 in the greater bash. Whereas this game we're seeing the 3-1-1. Well, I guess 4-1-1 now. Let's actually bring up our gold graph and see. Yeah, Mischief. With these last couple fights, it's been going well for them. They're at about a 2,000 gold lead. XP is expected to be a little higher. It's over the 3,000 mark. But FDL is going to be able to start fighting soon. They just picked up the armlet on Visa. But important timing for the Wraith King is going to be hitting that level 11. That's when the reincarnation doesn't take absolutely forever. But ideally you want it at 16.
Dire's
Get it down
middle
to 60
tower
seconds.
is under attack.
And Sunby, this is really aggressive. He's cutting the creep wave. He's kind of going after Corey there. He's going to get hit with an ice blast, a charge, and...
Dies out.
What was that? I don't know what that was. That just looked like a real big feed to me. I mean, he had a remnant somewhere. Okay, his remnant's back here. That was just... That was feedy. That was a little feedy, to be honest. I don't know what that was. And Z-Rock in chat. Oh, I missed a kill in the middle lane. Z-Rock in chat says, "That's my high quality Dota team, boys." There's Z-Rock representing. He's coaching right now. But yeah, things have looked better than that play. But yeah, Mischief, they're doing alright. They're doing alright. They're still not out of it. We'll quickly cycle through all our heroes here and hopefully not miss a kill while we do so. Jason, he's got his Soul Ring Ice Blast, gonna fly in, but nothing's there. We've got Kiko, he's got his Urn, Arcanes, and he's got a cloak or a jacket, I like to refer to it as. We've got Travels and Blink on the Ember. We've got the makings of a Diffusal Blade for the PL. And I believe that covers everyone. We just need IX Mike. He's at 2,200 gold, so getting close to finishing that Blink Dagger. We've got Tranquils on our AA. We've got Force as well as that Hannah Midas on the Invoker.
Dire's middle
We've got
tower
the Mech
is under
Arcanes and
attack.
1,700, so getting close to the Blink Dagger for the Darkseer. Spirit Breaker has finished his Urn. He's got Treads as well, and we've got the Armlet and Treads on the Wraith King. And there we go, IX Mike picking up his Blink Dagger, or at least it's in the stash. And career's available, so I imagine... Oh, he's actually just going to go back and get mana, because he's low on mana anyways. We're going to action the top. Here's the use of that first Blink Dagger coming up from IX Mike, as they're going to go on to 0-4. 0-4 tries to get the ult off. He gets interrupted. He tries again, and he gets interrupted with his death. Sunby getting the kill there. There's that Diffusal finished by Mineski Fangate. It's going to be flying in on the courier now. It's one way for them to burn through the mana on the Phantom Lancer.
Dire's middle tower
Looks like they're
is
going to
under
go for the
attack.
push here on the tier 1 tower, and it looks like
Dire's
it's
structures are fortified.
going to be relatively free. They're still going to pop the glyph, but there's no one on the Dire side coming to defend this. But they're a little hesitant. They have been hit with the Ice Blast. Oh no, here they come actually. Oh, charge is
Dire's
going to be
middle
cancelled.
tower
Yeah, the
is
tower's
under
just going to go
attack.
down. It's going to be free.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Rhyme's now going to come in and take the creep kills.
Dire's
Bisa
bottom
also
tower is
buying a
under
Blink
attack.
Dagger. I think now is the time that FDL is going to be able to fight. They've got
Dire's
the mech
top
up,
tower
they've got
is
the
under
Blink
attack.
on the Darkseer, they've got the Blink on the Wraith King and the Armlet. They're definitely ready to fight. 6 on AA, we've seen a few Ice Blasts go
Dire's
out.
bottom tower is under attack.
They're definitely ready to fight, and oh my goodness, they're going to get another kill on the Ember Spirit. That one was... I mean, there was the bash, but still, Ember getting caught before he's able to
Dire's
jump
bottom
away
tower
to his
is
remnant.
under attack.
Life is hard for the Ember right now.
Zap!
Gonna have another charge onto the
Dire's
Phantom Lancer,
bottom tower is under attack.
as he's gonna be all by himself. He definitely is gonna have to cancel this, and he does. Glimmer now up on the Winter Wyvern. Take another look at our gold graph. Still Mischief leading the way, but it's come down slightly.
Double damage.
Still about 1750 ahead of their opponents. XP about 3500.
Zap!
Well, this one's kind of slowed down. Certainly not the same pace that we saw last game. That was absolutely insane. But as I say that, we got 28 kills in 20 minutes. It's not the slowest game in the world, but we're going to have some action here. This is what I was talking about. FDL starting to pick up the pace, starting to get ready to fight. They're going to lead with a charge onto Kiko. Ice Blast going to fly in. Bash is going to bring him right back into it to make sure it hits him. And that's going to be a nice pick off for them, and then they're going to keep probably pushing bottom. I don't think they're going to push and actually threaten the tier 2 tower, although they might. I think they're just going to kind of push bottom and go into the jungle, maybe farm up some of the camps here. They just placed that observer ward directly on top of a sentry ward. And luckily for them, it's going to expire in 13 seconds, so unless Mineski Fangay runs up there right now, they're not going to see that. So FDL actually getting kind of lucky on that one.
Dire's top
Vacuum will
tower
bring him
is
back.
under attack.
Ice Blast will fly in. They'll get it. Nice lining up the timing there with the charge. And Jason actually completed his TP. He'll actually grave himself, but there's no way out of this. TP on cooldown is just a matter of time. He's dead. Meanwhile, the other heroes trying to push mid. And Kikoki's actually... Or Kiko. Did I say Kikoki? I don't know. Either way, he, I guess, completed his TP. I didn't even see that anyone would have been TPing on in there, but that was, that's a dead Winter Wyvern. Now IX Mike's come back. It's one after another right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Sunbeam's
attack.
coming in from behind, but he's going to walk right over that observer ward, which they don't know is there. And this is going to be a dead ember. Oh my goodness, this is one at a time. That was not how you play Dota, guys.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, right on FDL for punishing them for it, but that was clearly just a bunch of mistakes there coming out from Mischief. It is somewhat worth noting that Mischief, I mean, this game doesn't really mean anything in terms of how they're going to finish in the tournament. They're still going to end up last in their group. Well, I guess they'd end up tied if they beat FDL. In fact, because the games wouldn't be played, they'd actually end up ahead, and they'd end up third in their group if they beat FDL here. But still, they're both eliminated. They'd both be eliminated there, because only the top 2 out of the 4 advance out of the group. The other 2 get eliminated, and Mischief being down 2 games, they're already eliminated. Whereas FDL currently sitting at 1-1, they have the chance to tie the other 2 teams, which are sitting at 2-1. Got the Yules up on the Invoker. Corey's finished his Guardian Greaves.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like we're gonna have.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Excuse me. We've got a Shadow Amulet picked up by the Spirit Breaker, so that's most likely a Glimmer Cape for him, although it could just be a Shadow Blade.
Dire's bottom tower has
Ice
fallen.
Blast gonna fly in, not gonna land though. It's gonna be off.
Invisibility.
Well, that's a tower for Team Mischief, so
Dire's
they'll
middle tower
gladly
is under
take that
attack.
gold as they knock off their last tier 1. They actually still have a tier 1 of their own, although it's seen better days, sitting at 273 HP, but they've also lost a tier 2. So in the end, we still have an even tower total at 3 apiece. Got action in the top lane as they're going to jump onto Rhyme, but then they're just going to jump back out. We're going to go on IX Mike instead. He'll get the stun off. Ice Blast's going to fly in, but he's going to be dead before it even gets there. That's these are just kind of weird plays because they're up there making that kind of aggressive play, but their Dazzle is down here sitting behind the PL, and I don't know. I don't think the Winter Wyvern was with them either, so it's kind of, it's kind of weird that they're so
Dire's
separated there.
bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
04 is going to charge into the bottom lane. He's going on Mischief Fangate. This is where
Radiant's top
Jason's in a good
tower
spot.
is
He's in
falling.
behind his carry here, but he's not going to be able to do enough to keep him alive. As he graves him, but he's going to go down. As soon as the grave wears off, he's not able to TP out because the cold feet's there from the Ancient Apparition.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So in the end, FDL gets what they came for. They came for that kill on the PL, and they got it. They don't get the kill on the Dazzle, but they didn't even know the Dazzle was
Dire's
there. He was
middle
hiding in
tower
the trees.
is under attack.
Battle Fury picked up by the Ember Spirit. So he'll start working towards most likely his Chrysalis. We've got a gem pickup by Winter Wyvern. So start getting rid of some of the vision from the Dire side. Most of the aggressive vision has actually just gone down, but this is probably the most aggressive ward they have looking over Roche. But that's actually the only ward they have right now. So it was a Shadow Blade picked up by Spirit Breaker, so not a Glimmer Cape. I mean, Glimmer... We see Glimmer getting picked up quite often by Spirit Breakers, but really, what is it going to do this game? Not really much. You don't really have that much magical damage coming out, as we got to charge up to the top lane onto Ix Mike. Ice Blast going to fly in. Yules, plus a meatball from Rhyme, and that is one dead merman. Now they're going to get the ult off onto Jason, and he's going to get frozen up by Kiko. As Kiko and Jason are going to go on the offensive here. They're going to go after Rhyme. 04 is going to charge back as he was kind of pushed past the whole little fight there, and then Beasta comes in. He gets the double. He's going to be looking for more, though. They're going to throw the PL up in the air with that Yule Scepter. Now it's just a matter of figuring out which one's the real one. They charge, they stun, they Ice Blast, they do everything, but that's the wrong one. And then Sunbee's going to jump out. That was actually really well played by Mischief Fangate. He was microing one away from the other and ran in there, and everyone on FDL bit and went after it. That's some good stuff. Sometimes it's kind of the simple play. He does one thing with everything else, and he uses one to run it away individually, which you would assume is the hero, but really it's not. It's just one of the illusions is running away, bites everything else, and then he easily gets away. That's why it really pays to have some AoE damage to deal with the illusions. I talked about this a little bit in the draft. You've got some on the Darkseer, you've got some on the Invoker, but beyond that, Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, but you're not going to use that to check and see what's an illusion or not. I mean, I guess either way you'd be landing it on the PL, so it wouldn't be the worst, but you're probably going to have already used it at that stage in the fight. Spirit Breaker doesn't really have any AoE. He's got his charge, he can charge through things, but it doesn't really count. And Sunbeam, oh, he's actually TPing out. And he's going to get caught out again. Oh, no, he's not! As yeah, he's gonna be fine. There's an auto attack flying in, it will eventually hit him, but he was already bottled up. Now action the mid lane. Ix Mike won't get hit by the Ice Blast, and he'll be okay. Charge is still coming through though. Nice. I don't know. I think he would have ended up pretty far away from his team there. With the AA, the Wraith King, and the Spirit Breaker, without having much AoE, when PL pops those illusions, you don't know which one's the real one. You've got to deal damage to each of them to know which one's the real one, or at least deal damage until you figure out which one's the real one. With AoE damage, it's easy. You just do the one spell or attack or whatever, and you know.
Dire's top tower
So you can
is
immediately
under
go on the
attack.
PL, and that's why PL was actually a great pick here. Oh, nice wall vacuum. Huge Winter's Curse as well, and Roche is even in the fray, getting some right clicks in, as we're going to lose a couple heroes, one for each side so far, but we've already lost Ix Mike. Jason's going to go down as well. Meanwhile, up here, 04